Hello, welcome. And we're going to wait for a few more minutes until all of the participants are in. So while we wait for them, make sure to answer the pre-survey that we sent out in your emails. So that gives you a chance to win a Tim Hortons gift card for $50. So it's a good price. Again, make sure to answer the pre-survey for this session. It was sent out in your emails beforehand, but if you haven't yet checked that out, you can see a link in the chat box. Okay, we're just going to wait for a minute more to wait for participants to come in. And also, if you haven't signed up for the rest of our financial literacy series under the Sioux College Students Union, you still have a chance to win $250 if you get to attend 4 out of the 5 sessions with CFE or the Canadian Foundation for Economic Education. So make sure to check that out in our website, myscsu.ca. So sign up for the rest of our financial literacy series. Okay. Again, the link for the pre-session survey is in the chat box. So I'm going to start now. Hello and welcome to today's workshop. My name is Zaileen Tandok. I am with the Sioux College Students Union. So we are happy to present this workshop with you. It's under Sioux College Students Union with collaboration with the Canadian Foundation for Economic Education and the National Bank of Canada to provide a series of workshops to help post-secondary school students across Canada get a better handle of their finances. So today's session is on living a financially healthy life. So the topics we are going to cover today include improving how to navigate and manage your finances. So these workshops are intended to serve as a foundational resource to get you to think about how you handle your finances. So we don't think about it as just an end goal of your financial journey. So some of the concepts you may already know, maybe what I'm going to present this afternoon. So, but then again, they could be valuable resource and tips for you to handle your finances. So see how you can apply all of these things that we are going to cover today so you can apply it in your personal financial situation. So please understand that while we do our best to answer all your questions that are related to this workshop, we will not be discussing topics beyond this. So if you have specific questions that we are not able to address, consider setting up an appointment with a financial professional, or maybe we're going to cover it in future sessions for this series. So again, we sent out a pre-session survey to your emails, and if you can't access your emails for some reason, we have provided it in the chat box. So there will also be a post survey sent at the end of this session. And if you fill out both, so make sure you fill out both so you can get entered into a draw for one of 4 $50 Tim's Fortune gift cards. We like that. And don't worry, we won't use your email address for anything other than the draw. So let's begin. So the Canadian Foundation of Economic Education and National Bank partnered with the National Bank to offer post-secondary students across the country to access to important financial literacy workshops. So again, this program is called Help Managing Your Money on Campus. So it is designed to help support young people by providing comprehensive financial education through these different modules. So this is so important and timely because more than ever, we live in a complex financial world. And we're in post-secondary education where a lot of our finances get drained at this point of the semester, and we're needing help with how to manage our finances better during this time of the year. So again, we live in a complex financial world. We partnered with CFE, and then we surveyed 101,500 students for their priorities and interests regarding financial literacy. So this is what we found out. So first, dealing with financial stress in general. Like I said, this is the point of the semester that we are struggling to meet our needs and like navigate through our finances. So the research identified that 57% of students are looking for help in preparing and working with a budget. Not only that, but half of the students also reported having difficulty in knowing how to manage their finances. So we have taken this into consideration, and these are some of the challenges that we face in the post-secondary education. And this is this workshop session is a way to help you become more financially free. So with that being said, what is financial freedom? So financial freedom has different definitions. Some say it's about buying what you want and when you want it, having no debt, being able to support yourself, or simply being rich. So what exactly is financial freedom or being financially free? So in general, financial freedom means that you get to make life decisions without being too stressed about financial impacts because you are prepared. So we are making you more financially resilient. That is the meaning of financial freedom. So you control your finances instead of being controlled by them. It's basically being where you want to be financially. This want can change over time, but you can still easily adapt to this and suffice for your needs because you're resilient to the different impacts to your finances. Okay, so today we're going to cover 3 major topics. So first is on goal setting, second, budgeting and spending, and third, saving. We'll talk about the value of goal setting in a bit. So this is how to make healthy money decisions, the importance of having a plan, making a plan, and how to go about setting your goals. Okay, so after this workshop, the aim is for us to be able to first make more informed purchase decisions. So we need to understand why we buy things and how it influences our buying behaviors. Second, we are able to create a budget that includes savings and other goals, such as helping reduce financial stress. And third, how to apply the magic of compound interest to increase our savings. So let's go to the first major topic, which is goal setting. So goal setting can be challenging, but it's important to make the decisions you believe are best for you, the ones that fit your values, priorities, and goals, and that make you happy and feel good about yourself and your decision. So these are what we are covered in this first major topic. First is money decisions. Second, importance of having a roadmap or a plan to get to your goal. Third is setting SMART goals. So these are just some factors that can influence your money decisions. So it can be confidence, customs, habits, peer pressure, friends, family, treats, or like your wants in life, emotions, or too good a deal to pass up. So think about the last thing you spent money on. What factors affected your decision? Could it be emotions? So it was how you felt looking at the item. That is your emotional response, probably because it's in your favorite color and this is part of your collection, so you want to have it. Second, it could be your friends and peers. So what is your friends, or what would you think about your choice that is some kind of peer pressure affecting your decision? Maybe because your friends have it and it looks good and you want to have it as well. Third, customs and traditions, because it was your habit for a bit to purchase this style of clothing before, and you just it's part of your collection, so you want to buy it. So family members, did your parents, siblings, or other family members have any influence in your choice? So were you thinking of how they would react to this purchase? And yeah, maybe it's the latest styles and fads for the fashionistas out there. Maybe you saw someone wearing this cool clothing, you want to have it as well. Also advertising. So was it because of any commercial ad, your favorite singer is promoting this product and you wanted to buy it? Also incentives. So this particularly talks about sales. You wanted to buy it because it's on sale and you were thinking of the savings that you would get if you bought that. So this could be something that we would talk about more later on. So does it affect your values and confidence? So will this product make you more confident if you purchase it? So let's put it into an example that we can relate to in the post-secondary education setting. So you are going out with your friends after an exam and you're thinking about de-stressing. So initially, the group of friends you have decided to go watch a movie in the cinemas. Initially, you say yes because probably you're that type of person who already has set an entertainment budget for the month. So you're great with that. You're happy with your decision to go to the movies with them. But after that, one of your friends asks you to go out and have dinner outside or maybe have some drinks. So it snowballs into different types of things. You're not just buying a ticket to the cinema anymore, but you're buying drinks, you're buying meals in the pubs, like meals. So there are extra fees that you incur or expenses that you incur because of this, of the different influences for you to make this decision. So how do we make good money decisions? So our first tip is to think about your thinking. So what does think about your thinking actually mean? So it means to take a moment to think about the choice you are making and why you are making it. So back in our previous slide, we talked about the influences of why you purchase things. So why do you actually want to purchase this item? So it's good to take some time to think about why you need this or why you want this item before making a decision to purchase it. For instance, when you go to the grocery and you're hungry, would you like to buy this item just because you're hungry? So you need to rationalize why you are purchasing things. Second, consider your opportunity cost. So what are you giving up by making this decision? So every decision has an opportunity cost. You could be giving up something else you could buy with the money you are spending now, or something else you could do with the time you are investing. And third, future trade-offs. So this is also related to the opportunity cost. So consider the future possibilities. So what you could be giving up today, which can benefit you in the future. What could be different if you waited for a few months more, trying to save up the money that you have? And lastly, can you afford the costs? You have the money to pay for it. And if not, are you going to rely on credit to purchase this item, or will you be carrying the cost in the future? So if you are going to pay interest, take into consideration the credit cost. That's going to be part of your cost and your decision making. Also, why you should make a good money decision, and I think this is something personally for me that I don't think about when I make good money decisions, but it's taking pride in financial stability. So be just as proud of building up a savings account as compared to buying things. You might be happy that you got the latest iPhone, but then again, it's also a way for you to be proud of yourself for building up a savings account, because you're resilient with the financial impacts, and you can be happy with what you have, or a finance first mentality. So you don't have to stress out over future expenses you might incur. All right. So I've mentioned these words a while back, needs versus wants. So how do we decipher between the two? So a need is essential for living. An example would be housing, transportation, food, or communication. So another need is some form of savings. So with all of that listed, you should have some form of savings as a need as well. So having savings is key for financial well-being and resilience. So you can be financially resilient, not just for yourself, but probably the people who are relying on you as well. So in contrast, a want might be something that makes life more enjoyable, but you can't live without. So going to a restaurant for dinner, for instance, buying the newest cell phone, a vacation in another country, a car, or a ticket to a concert. You could suffice for your needs, but then again, take into consideration if it's a good money decision or not. So it is important to plan your budget to ensure you can cover your needs first. Okay, once you have paid for your needs, maybe consider sufficing for your want. So again, be aware of the difference between a need and a want. Identify what kind of spender you are and realize that the spending choices you make today affect your spending choices in the future. And this is also a good tip between deciphering needs and wants. Sleep on it. So take the time to think about your spending decisions. Don't be a compulsive buyer just because, oh, I saw this item, it's in my favorite color, it's being advertised by my favorite artist, so I am going to buy it now. Take some time to think about it. And lastly, don't let others make spending decisions for you. You're making decisions for yourself and not for others. Be aware of how, again, another tip, be aware of how advertising tries to lure you into making purchases you might need. So I gave an example of that a while back. Okay, a few more shopping tips here. Unit pricing or possibly buying in bulk. So unit pricing shows how much one unit costs, like per 100 milliliter or per cup, etc. So often it is better to buy in bulk of an item, especially if it's non-perishable. So stores that could perhaps provide this is Costco, but then again, Susan Marie doesn't have Costco, but there are deals in groceries where you could purchase in bulk and you are definitely getting savings for buying more items. So make sure to keep a shopping list so you only buy what you need. And also so you can buy them when they are on sale. So just to structure how you purchase things when you're in the grocery, that is very important. And sales. If you truly need something, getting it on sale can be a great way to save money. So this doesn't mean that just because it's on sale, you're purchasing a want. So decipher first whether this item is a priority or not. So purchase an item only when it is necessity. So it's just an additional savings for you when it's on sale. It was already in your list of needs and it's on sale. So that would be great for your save. That would be great for your finances. And also you could consider shopping apps like Flip and Reedy. So it is a great way to compare shop on items you are looking to buy, as they will show you all of the flyers, the deals available in your area. Also buy store brands or known name brands for everyday items. Some stores may even contract with name brands to produce a product for them, but not just to put the name brand label on the product. For items like medicines, be sure to check that the active, it's still active for you. So yeah. Last one, don't shop for groceries when you're hungry, because when you know you're hungry, you're just going to purchase more than what you want. Again, stick to a shopping list. This all goes together or ties in well with each other. Now let's go to this, building a roadmap. How do we get to our goals? First, goals have impact. A key factor that can affect our decisions are our goals. If we don't have goals, then the goals don't have a role to play in making our decisions. So we plan to make goals first. So we're going to describe what type of goals we need later on. Second is achieving our goals inspire us. So it provides us with satisfaction and with pride that we get to achieve our goals. Third is, does money buy happiness? Although money doesn't buy happiness, it does play an important role in most people's lives. We may wish it weren't so, but it's true to some extent. So earning money, spending money, saving money, all of that, giving money away, we make all kinds of decisions often daily about money. Next, money can help us out, but it can also cause problems. So it may cause getting into debt, causing extra stress and tension and anxiety to all of life stresses already, having debt collectors on your back. So to avoid money problems, take control of your money and how it affects your life. So maximize the help that money can provide, but also minimize the problems it can cause. Next way, the best way to take control is to have a plan. So planning how to handle money is not only for those who have lots of money. In fact, the less money you have, the more important it is to plan. You want to get the most from the money that you have. Like what they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Building a roadmap for your future. So this can just be a recommendation, a suggestion of like a roadmap that you could take into. So there are time periods, as you can see, there's kindergarten, high school, college, work, rent or buying home, family, vacation, and then retirement. So think about this roadmap. For now, we are in the college time period. So we think about budgeting, student loans, checking accounts, credit cards, building credit scores, and etc. So we have to think about this roadmap and think about what are our goals long-term, medium-term, short-term, or the more distant future. So yeah. In setting up goals, so you have a roadmap. Now, what is your goal? So how do we set up a goal? So you might have heard of this in your classes, which is SMART goals. So if you're going to set SMART goals, what actually are they? So let's watch this short video.
So what is a SMART goal? Well, let's cover the definition of a goal first. A goal is a desired result that you envision, plan, and commit to achieving. But most people never reach their goals. We live in a microwave society. We want our dreams and we want them now, without putting in the work to get there. But goals are achieved in a slow cooker. It takes time, which means small, intentional steps every day. Chris Hogan, a leadership and retirement expert, says,
"A dream without a plan is a wish."
That was weird. That's why New Year's resolutions rarely work. In January, you can't find an empty Stairmaster at the gym, but by March, it's a ghost town. Where did all those people go? Well, we don't need an in-depth Dateline investigation to figure out what happened here. They didn't set SMART goals. Goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-sensitive. Setting a resolution to lose weight won't cut it. But if you set a SMART goal to drop 20 pounds by March 15th by going to the gym 3 times a week and cutting out milkshakes, you'll be more likely to succeed. At Ramsey
Okay, so as a presenter said, the SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So we're going to have a poll set up in a bit. Yes, so which of these are SMART goals? Select all that apply. So you have a few choices here. Exercise 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Exercise to lose weight. Complete my math assignment by Thursday and hand it at Friday's class. Sleep better. Volunteer. Within 1 month of graduation, land a job in my field of study. Save money. Volunteer at the local food bank every Thursday. Start networking. Attend 3 networking events each month to connect with colleagues in my field. So while you're waiting for that, what are SMART goals? Okay, so these are the results. So all of our attendees said that, most of our attendees said that exercising 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week is a SMART goal. Good, that is a SMART goal. It's specific. Exercising, measurable, 30 minutes a day. Fine. It's achievable. Yes. Is it realistic? Yes. Timely. It is because it's time bound. Complete my math assignment by Thursday and hand it in at Fridays. Yes, that is a SMART goal. Again, another one would be within 1 month of graduation, you get to land a job in your field of study. That is a SMART goal. Volunteer at the local food bank every Thursday and attend 3 networking events each month to connect with colleagues in my field. So the participants did a good job in identifying SMART goals. Here's a worksheet that you can use after the workshop, set up SMART goals. So this workshop provides you, the worksheet provides you with some questions to ask yourself to ensure these goals are SMART. So this will be made available to you. This is an interesting topic, retirement. Even when you're young, having a plan for retirement is important. So these are some of the ways you can prepare for retirement. So first is pension, which can come privately or publicly. So the pension plan is a program that worker pays into that collects money and distributes it to eligible employees after they retire. So this pension payments are usually taken directly from your paycheck as deductions or as part of your benefits. So you will see that in your payroll. Okay, next one is the Canada Pension Plan or the CPP. So this is available to all Canadians who have contributed, and this may also be part of your salary. Some company. So this is a federal pension plan. So the normal retirement age for Canada is 65 years old. So this is another federal plan, which is OAS or old age security. So this is a non-contributory plan that is based on the number of years you were a resident in Canada between age 18 and retirement age. So as soon as you start working, this is also contributing to OAS. So while having these federal retirement plans are important, it is often necessary to make other plans to supplement this income when you're in retirement. So rather than relying exclusively to these retirement plans by the federal government, it's also good to have other options aside from it. So making a retirement goal, again, first, the talked about this, set SMART goals. So because the Canadian Pension Plan, NOAS, will not likely provide all of the income you need to thrive in retirement, it is important to make other options for now, like find goal paths that can suffice for your needs when you are in retirement. So a rule of thumb that you could is to determine how much you will need to retire. Look at your desired annual retirement income and multiply it by 12, taking into consideration inflation. So your desired income can be difficult to judge, especially when we're still young, we're still in college. But we want to think about things like, do we have plan to travel, or we might be mortgaging or renting? How do we feel about retirement communities and all that sort of stuff? So it is easier to think of your desired income in today's dollars, but the rate of inflation will be an important consideration as well. Lastly, start early, set yourself up. Once you know the savings you need, create a series of SMART goals to help you get there. So it's important to start early, as that allows compound interest to work for you over time. And we're going to talk about compound interest a little later on. So our key takeaways for this section is, first, make good money decisions. Take the time to think about your why. Why do you need to buy this? Why do you need to purchase this? Second, have a roadmap. You need a map to get to your destination. So if you plan to fail, you fail to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Sorry, that was the other way around. And third, to achieve your dreams, you need to set SMART goals. Okay, on to our next section, which is budgeting and spending. So this is also an important step in meeting our goals. Another way to think about this section is how to manage our cash flows. So what we're covering in this section would be, first, how budgeting works, second, the types of budgets, and third, preparing for major purchases. So we're going to have another poll, and you get to answer these questions. First, do you have a budget? Second, do you follow your budget? So that will be pulled up in a bit. There you go. You can see it in your screens. Do you have a budget? Yes or no? And do you follow your budget? Let's see. Okay. Some people have their budgets. Some people don't. It's a split. So now, do you follow your budget? This is interesting to know. So other people have budgets, some people don't. So this is both beneficial for you. Do you follow your budget? A lot of people said no. Okay, interesting to see this results coming in. Okay, so I like that honesty coming from the audience here. So why are your budgets not followed? So think about that. Are they realistic? Sometimes budgets are wishes and not reality. They can be too restrictive, so they are not based on your values and lifestyle. So when making a budget, think about SMART goals again. And one of the specific descriptions about that is be realistic. So if you want to reduce spending in a different aspect, like for instance, your entertainment, do it gradually over time. It is unlikely you're going to go from spending $200 a month, for instance, eating in restaurants, eating out, because as college students, we're too stressed out when doing schoolwork. We don't have time to cook, and then we be buying our food outside. So plan to reduce it 25% at first and see how you manage that over a couple of months. We don't go from going to zero immediately. Do it in increments that you think are realistic and doable for you. So from then on, you can just try to reduce further and see if there are other aspects of your spending that you could apply that to. Okay, budgeting. So first is your personal income. Let's talk about this to fully understand the basics of budgeting. So personal income is how much money you bring in on a regular basis. So this might be from your job. It's usually from the salary you get from your job, but take note, it's net income. So the taxes would be deducted from that, other expenses or fees or contributions deducted from that. And then what is left is the money you can actually receive and spend. So that is your personal net income. Second is fixed expenses. So fixed expenses is what you pay regularly. It could be rent, mortgage payment, car insurance, phone bill. All of these could be fixed in expenses. Lastly, variable expenses. This is somewhat the opposite of your fixed expense because it fluctuates as you need them. The price as you need them. For instance, groceries, gas, eating out, and entertainment. It doesn't have a specific value that you pay every single month. So now that we've got three most important terms, let's move on to the basics. Why build a budget? A budget is a plan for every dollar. So think about what you are spending much on. And it helps you build a budget. So it helps you work out how you will cover your expenses from your income. And the budget also helps you to save, build up your goals over time. So a budget should not be restricting. Again, it is a way to achieve or create greater financial freedom. So don't think about it as something that restricts you from getting what you need in life. So financial freedom is about having flexibility and power over your own life. It means being prepared for unexpected costs rather than struggling to find money when these stresses in life come up. And lastly, start by paying yourself with savings. Think about it as a reward for yourself. A budget helps you know where your money is going as you work out your budget. So you may find ways to cut back or ways to save more. Okay, what is a budget? A budget involves comparing your income with your expenses. So it's the money coming in, not out. It gives you a picture of your financial situation and where you may be heading. So your budget, again, must be realistic, must be based on the SMART goals, and you must be patient to accomplish the goals that you set forth. You will not create a perfect budget the first time you try it. So some participants say that they don't make a budget, but you can try as your first time for now, as you will miss things, possibly annual items, like car registration renewal fee or your insurance. So don't be discouraged and just try patiently to find a budgeting process that works well for you. So as with first timers, we need to be patient with ourselves with committing mistakes. So creating budget for yourself may be a SMART goal from this workshop. So we're also going to talk about different types of budgets. So budget where you can allocate your income to different categories. For instance, 50% to your needs, 30% to your wants, and then 20% savings. Second would be the survival budget, which is people with low or no income. But this type of budget, you have to document your essentials and then list how you're going to pay for them. Third, we're also going to talk about three other budgets, zero-based, 50, 30, 20, and pay yourself first. So let's go first with zero-based budget. So we're going to watch a video for that.
Action! What is a zero-based budget? Well, let's define a budget first. Your average budget is a monthly estimate of income and expenses with a list of categories. In other words, it's just a plan for your money. At Ramsey Solutions, we recommend taking it one step further with a zero-based budget. The idea here is simple. The money that comes in minus the money that goes out equals zero, meaning you've told every penny exactly where it's gonna go. Just like how you told that guy in traffic exactly where he was gonna go. Now, making a zero-based budget isn't as hard as it sounds. Step 1, list your take-home pay for the month. Step 2, list all your expenses for the month, but start with these 5 categories: food, shelter, utilities, transportation, and clothing. The basics. You want to make sure your rent or mortgage is budgeted first before you start budgeting for something like your hot yoga membership. Jeff. Once the necessities are taken care of, move to step 3. List the rest of your expenses like haircuts, Netflix, date nights, plus all the stuff your kids need. Man, are kids really that expensive? Yep. Golly. Don't let life catch you off guard. Think ahead and plan for events or situations you need to save up for. Holidays, weddings, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, chupacabras, you name it. You can even create a fund in your budget to put aside money every month so you're ready when that day comes. Christmas is on December 25th. Again, don't act surprised, people. Now, if you work through every expense for the month and you
So that was zero-based budget. Next, how do you do it? As a presenter explained, first is to write down your total income. Second, list your expenses. Third, subtract expenses from income to equal 0. And number 4, track your spending. So very straightforward. Let's look into an example here. So this is how you can structure your income and your expenses to get a zero-based budget. On the left side, you can see that it is your income, so your regularly month income sources, irregular annual income, so tax refunds, gifts, etc. And on the right side, you can see how the expenses are listed. So regularly monthly expenses and irregularly annual expenses. So that is shown in there. Let's see an example again with numbers on it. So for instance, you receive a $600 salary wage for the month, and then there's an interest of $3. So you put that as 603. You also put in irregular annual incomes like tax refunds, gifts, and other sources. And you could see that the final monthly income would be $1,525. And if you see on the right side, here are your expenses. So for food, transportation, all of the daily expenses that you incur. And then the irregular annual expenses, you can see that there's medical insurance, tuition fee, clothing, and vacation. So if we deduct 2,082 from 1,525, you get a negative 557. So this is not a zero-based budget because you want to ensure that when you subtract your expenses from your income, it should go to 0. And also I should stress that in the left side, you may want to put in savings. Oh, in the right side, you may want to put in savings as well. So this is a pretty 50-30-20 model for budget allocation. So for instance, you put 50% of your needs, like housing, transportation, insurance as the top priority. Then second would be 30% to your wants. For instance, going to eat outside, drinks with friends, gadgets, and whatnot. And 20% will be left for your financial future. So an important thing for that would be building up your savings and paying down your debt. Okay. Another important thing that we have to talk about is paying yourself first. So this simply means putting money into your savings account first. So that would be your top priority as soon as you get money flows inwardly towards you. So most people tend to prioritize their spending in this order. So bills first, and then fun, and then last would be saving. In most cases, there is little left over to put away in the savings account. So what I would say to that is better that you have something saved, whether that's just 10%. In the 50-30-20 model, you see that the savings has a big percentage of that pie. But if you can't reach that 20%, it is also still okay. It's still a good rule of thumb to be saving 10% of your take-home pay. So, but if you can save more than that, that would be awesome as well. So having some savings allows you to persevere through life's challenges. So just saving up on a rainy day and just paying yourself first has been a standard recommendation by most financial experts. So by paying yourself first, you are mentally establishing yourself to having saving as a priority and just putting yourself in that investor mentality. So once you've established the budget, you're going to want to find ways to adjust to the larger items on your budget to save money. So for cell phones, this is a must for most people. And the three big companies tend to charge very high. So they're here on the screen. So for newcomers, they might want to try out companies that are smaller, but they're still connected to this big three, but they don't charge as much. So try smaller carriers, such as Freedom, Lucky, what else? I think it's coming, Mobile Freedom, Public as well. So smaller carriers often use the same coverage as these big three. And avoid subsidized phone tracks. So while you see that a $0 iPhone sounds great, it's probably not so sweet over the course of a 2-year contract, because we know how different versions of the phone come out every year and whatnot. So shop around for the best deal. Just because you think this is already a good deal doesn't mean you're going to lock yourself into it. Find a time to look at other options, because you might get best deals in other places. And also use Wi-Fi whenever you can. Like the campus has Wi-Fi, so instead of, if you're relying on data to do your homework, maybe do your homework here while you're on campus, so you save up on using up data in your phone. Next one is insurance. So insurance policies are a way to protect ourselves from potential risk. So trading a variable cost for a fixed cost. So when you purchase an insurance policy, you pay a premium to the insurance company. So if something unexpected happens, they will help cover the costs. So again, there are many types of insurance. So that includes life insurance, disability insurance, car insurance, and home insurance. So each of these insurance policies are built around protecting a specific item or under a specific circumstance. So, yeah. Spending on major purchases. So when you plan to spend on major purchases, let's say example for a car, a new car, or a house, consider consider some of these things. So first, be prepared. Second, start saving as soon as possible. Third, learn about all of the expenses involved. So you just don't look at the list price, you look at the other fees that are associated in purchasing this. For instance, how much does a car loan cost? What is the interest that you're going to pay when you take out a loan and whatnot? So talk about all the hidden costs before purchasing. So do your research beforehand. And make sure everything is clear from the outset about how all of the costs will be covered. So make a plan on how you are going to pay for it. So the costs can really add up. So consider all your options carefully. So like I said a while back, think about why you want to purchase this, how you're going to pay for it, and all of that stuff. So all of these are very useful to think about making major purchases. So the key takeaway from the second section is to take control of your life, of your money with a budget. Second, monitor your spending to make adjustments to your budget. And third, when buying, always be informed. So do your research, look at your deals, your options before making a decision. So let's move on to our last section, which is saving. So if you don't plan to save, you will likely not. If that's not one of your priorities, well, you're not going to be doing it. So I guess now that you see the benefits of saving, you will put it as a priority. Like I said a while back, as a general rule of thumb, it is nice to pay yourself first, or take out 10% of what you take 10% of your income into a savings account, for instance. So what will we be covering in this section? First is, why do we save? Second, the magic of compound interest. Third, tips to help you start saving today. So why is saving important? First of all, it is how you will be able to meet your goals. So saving is going to be the only way, perhaps, for you to afford some of the major purchases that you want to have in the future without drowning yourself in debt. Second, savings will help you be prepared if unexpected things come up. So we talk about financial literacy, financial resiliency, and having savings is an important aspect of that. Third, be in control of your choices. So you may be able to buy something that you want or need without using debt or credit. Third, lastly, you will be feeling better knowing you have money available. So you take out the stress of looking for where you can pay for an item that you want, so you can have more peace of mind. So how to save? So these are some suggestions, recommendations on how you could save. First is make saving a priority. So save some money, even a little, before you do anything else. Again, the rule of thumb is taking out 10% and saving it of your cash flows inwardly. So pay yourself first. Second, set a savings goal that will be motivating, have a target. Again, SMART goals. Third, reward yourself. If you succeed in reaching a savings goal, you deserve it. Again, financial freedom shouldn't be restricting. You should also be able to reward yourself for doing such a good job in saving money, so you could be financially free or financially resilient. Fourth is track your spending. So know where your money is going. This will help you look for ways to save more if you need to. Again, be patient because this will take some time to master. And lastly, try and use a budget and stick to it. Again, the audiences voted a while back that some of them do have a budget, but a great number of them don't follow budget. So try and use a budget and stick to it. So this will help you better control how you use your money. So let's look at this short video on how the magic of compounding works.
Let's assume a very generous bank offers to pay John and Lisa a return of 10% per year, and they each invest $1,000 called the principal. John wants to spend the interest each year and only keep the principal in the bank, while Lisa wants to save for 30 years, so she doesn't take the interest out each year. In John's case, the 10% amount to $100 each year. So after 1 year, he'll have $1,100 in his account, out of which he'll take $100. After the second year, he'll once again have $1,100 in his account, out of which he'll take $100. After the 30th year, he'll have $1,100 as usual and take $100. He will be left with $1,000 in his account. So his principal and the returns he made amount to $100 multiplied by 30, so another $3,000. A grand total of $4,000 that he made over 30 years. Lisa, on the other hand, will make more. After 1 year, she will have $1,100 in her account, but she keeps everything there. After the second year, she will earn 10% of those $1,100, and not only on the initial $1,000. Therefore, she will have $1,100 plus $110, so $1,210. After the third year, she will earn 10% of those $1,210 and have $1,331. After year 30, she will have $17,449.40, over 4 times more than John.
So that is the magic of compound interest. So earning 10% in a bank account is not realistic, but the general point is the same, that if you put in the interest and it piles up over a year, you'll get more savings in your account. So rule of 72. Ever wonder how long till your investment doubles? So this is a good thing to know. So the rule of 72 can be used to calculate roughly in how many years your investment money will double. So to calculate how long it will be to take for your money to double, divide 72 by the interest rate being received. So say for instance, if you earn 2% a year, it will take 36 years for your money to double, as 72 divided by 2 equals 36. Again, take into consideration the inflation rate. So keep in mind that the relating to the concept of compound interest is, take into consideration the inflation that happens as well. Okay, saving tips. First, save before you spend. Again, set that 10% of your savings first before you spend on something else. So you can save more than 10% or 20%, depending on what you have. Second would be to look for ways to spend less on transportation use. So in Northern Ontario, we become sort of reliant on transportation because of the long winter months we have. But sometimes it's a good way to think about, like, how can we spend less on transportation? Maybe if you live closer to school, you can walk, and during nice weather outside, you can walk as well or ride a bike. Third, eat out less. So a good way to do that, because we're in college, would be meal prepping for a week. So personally, I do that. So it helps me eat out less or buy food outside that would cost me more. So I like, just a suggestion, personally, plan your meals for the week. Lastly, don't waste money on extra charges. So for instance, check out or review the plans that you have for your phone. So there might be some extra charges there or extra services that you don't access or use, and maybe you could take that out of your plan. Fifth, cut back on your vices. So if you spend a lot on cigarettes, on gaming apps, expensive coffees, think about that. And do you think, just decipher if it's really a need or a want. Sixth, avoid impulse buying or fads. So they are often some of the poorest decisions people make and can use up money that could be saved. Again, before purchasing anything, think about your thinking. Like, ask yourself, why are you buying this? And how it could benefit you. So take some time to think about making a decision. 7, avoid paying interest. So this can be incurred when you pay on credit. So what could you do to avoid paying interest? Save up for the item. Lastly, take advantage of sales and deals. Again, you're not purchasing an item because it's on sale. You're purchasing an item from your list of needs, and then it's a bang out of your buck when it's on sale. Okay, so we're gonna skip this video because we're lacking time. But the key takeaways from this section is, first, saving keeps you in control of your life and in accomplishing your goals. Second, make saving a priority and use the saving tips that we've discussed here to help you out. Third, it is better to start early, start saving today. So it adds up more and more as the years go by. So in summary, these are what we covered: goal setting, budgeting, and saving. And in goal setting, we talked about making good money decisions, having a plan or a roadmap to get to our destination or end goal in our finances. And third is setting smart goals to achieve what we have our dreams set on. And in our second section, we talked about taking control with a budget, monitoring our spending, and when buying, always be informed. Do your research. And lastly, on the section of saving, you talk about how saving keeps you in control in accomplishing your goals. And second, making saving a priority, and how important it is to start saving today because the benefits add up more each year. So our learning objectives here would be to make more informed purchase decisions, creating a personal budget that includes saving and other goals, and applying compound interest. So yeah, the next steps we are going to do if you're looking to make a budget and create a savings is to set SMART goals and save 5 to 10% of your income as savings, and keep track of spending and income for a couple of months, and check out more program resources. So this ends my presentation. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat or the Q&A box. And don't forget to complete the post-workshop survey so you could be entered into a draw to get one of the 4 $50 Tim Hortons cards. Okay, so
Awesome.
we
Looks
have
like we
one
have
question
a
over here.
question in the Q&A already. Someone said they're planning to buy a car soon. Do you have any advice for them? Do you have any the list of the sort of things they have to pay for monthly? What's the best way to buy a used car? They have no experience in this field and they're curious.
Okay, good question, because I was talking with a friend about this the other day. So what you could do is first do your research. Look into your options. Should you go to a dealership? Should you look at second-hand cars? So those are your first steps. Just look into what your options are. And if you walk into a dealership and say, this is my budget for a car, and what plans can you have for me so I can purchase a car here? Usually dealerships will help you and then break down the things for you, how much you need to pay and stuff for that. So you should leverage what you see, like the plan that they present to you, as opposed to buying secondhand. So when you buy, list out the pros and cons. Most likely if you go to a dealership, you will be taking out a loan and paying the interest for that. So take note of that. And the con, also look at the pros in buying secondhand. You are not going to pay for those interests. You're not necessarily taking a loan, because mostly when you purchase secondhand directly from a buyer, you just pay upfront the money that they ask for. So second would be list the pros and cons from going to a dealership or going to secondhand. So they will tell you how much you need to pay for the car monthly. So they're going to be nice about that. So yeah, list out pros and cons, and just set out, again, what we discussed here is you have to set out like how much can you pay for this car. Okay, set out, say for instance, you have $6,000 for now, and you are planning to get a second-hand car. So you're going to look out your options for that. And you can also go to the dealership to see if they have options for you to help you out. Yeah. Thank you for that question. Do you have any other questions? Okay, if there aren't any other questions, don't forget to answer the post-workshop survey, because it ensures that you will be entered into the draw for a $50 Tim Hortons gift card. And also we have 3 more in our financial literacy series for Sioux College Students Union. So if you also attend 4 out of the 5 financial literacy sessions we have with the Canadian Foundation of Economic Education, you get a chance to win a $250 gift prize money. So thank you so much for attending this session with us. We hope to see you again in our future sessions, and have a good day. If you have any questions regarding financial literacy and other things, you can certainly send an email to here. Thank you so much and have a good one.